you didn't want the SubGenius Church to be a little sort of in-group that, you know, kept its coolness by being small.
Oh, well, yeah, oh, there's Bobbies out there who's, it's like, oh no, I don't want anybody else to know about this stuff, then I won't be the only cool one that's into the new cool thing.
On MTV.
Those are the damn Rocky Horror Picture Show fans.
Okay, we're still getting into the question.
The question is, now that you've, you know, finished the 2-year project or more on the book, what are you going to do next?
We've only got 4 more years.
Yes.
But see, the outreach is a very important arm of the church, arm that we like to think carries some sort of mallet, because if they don't know, then they may not be punished. You know, if they stand before judgment and say, well, I never heard of the church, or I never heard of Bob, you know, then they think that they can weasel out. It's our job, if we can just say, oh, but you saw the MTV commercial, did that not get you? Or you saw the pamphlet. So it's constantly, it's part of it's because we actually do want to help these individuals, but the other part of it is if they're not going to be helped, we really want to see them suffer.
That's as much a part of it, really. That's as much of a reason to get into the church as anything, to watch the normals suffer their retribution in the end. You know, most religions, it's not that they love Jesus or Buddha so much, it's that they love the idea of everybody else burning in hell. That's really what it comes down to, and we deliver that to the max. I mean, we've got the tortures outlined in this thing. Well, hell, we had to cut most of them. We had to, because your imagination was the only way to really describe the absolute pure vengeance that is available to Jews paying SubGenius ministers.
Okay, you got to
Until July 5th.
You're getting Susie excited.
Okay,
so you
yeah,
want to
just getting kind of sweaty over here.
This part of the
What are you guys taking? And can I have some?
We're taking as much of your money as we can possibly get our hands on, and you can have lots of SubGenius goods and
We used to have Bob's
I know what you're
pills.
asking. You're saying, what's in Bob's pipe? I bet
No,
it's marijuana.
you're talking about the Bob's pills.
Church air.
You're talking about the pills, right? P-I-L-S.
I think it's have a problem.
Church air.
Did you
What's
bring
inside
the
those pills is the same thing that's inside Bob's head, my friend. And you will feel it. We've had people come up after the shows and go, man, wow, can I have another one of those?
Actually,
What are you Hey, excuse me, sir.
We did,
Sir, what are you chewing on there?
A black cherry blow pop, courtesy of Blue Blood magazine.
Are you sure? Okay.
we will have a head launching
could you
tonight.
stand?
Hey, man, I need another
That's
one.
how Jane,
Give me another one.
I brought the head,
I'm just
but Jane may or may not have the sign.
You know, for the record, there's been some criticism of the head launching, that it's somehow kind of bizarre, it doesn't make sense, it's kind of cruel, it's inhuman, if you will. But we came up with some alternate plans. We had one where we take a person and nail him by his wrists and feet up to a tree, but we thought that'd be too gross. So we backed it down and we thought, okay, we'll just sever the head of a world-class golfer. And that just kind of...
What could be more American?
Those
Right,
guys
I mean,
need the money, so...
Some people worship a guy nailed to a stick. Other people worship a head that gets knocked around a room with a golf club. We're not that far apart. Why can't there be peace?
Piece of what?
Piece of this, piece of that.
If you've never seen a head cut off and launched, then this will be...
Well, actually, it's
exciting.
been, all the heads we use are pre-severed, so we don't have to worry about that.
And it was
blood and
consensual
everything, you know.
severing.
If you ever had a feeling that the good old days are gone, just remember, you know, back in the old days, they used to have head decapitations all the time. Now you have to go to a SubGenius to Bible just to get to see
A
one.
loss of ritual is
We
why
could
we're
bring
here.
it back.
Yeah.
We want to bring the tradition back to the church.
Let's
start with OJ.
We're all for heritage.
It started with Lorena Bobbitt, actually.
We're going to bring some of that community that the Inquisition had back to
Yeah,
the people.
the Inca games, you know, festive.
We have another question.
Yeah, when the losers get slaughtered.
We got a Felix.
These aren't ears, what?
In launching these heads, what clubs do you use? Are you talking about drivers or irons?
Yeah.
9-iron.
Irons.
We have the sacred 9-iron.
There's
Well,
only
you can
one
use the
club.
one
It's the only one you
large
can
enough
get the
ball.
kind of loft you need, you know, I mean.
Don't,
We're not going to do a fake head launching if Janer's not here.
No,
It's
we
either-
won't.
no,
will not.
we won't do a fake head launch.
if you think about it, that's really kind of
We'll do it.
poetic, you know, a 9-iron. I mean,
We'll take
a 7-iron
volunteers for a
wouldn't do
real
it.
A
headline.
9 iron.
I heard of chintzy little pygmy rituals down in South America where they launch heads with putters. I mean, that's
Yeah, they
That's secular Trivinism right there.
have to get it to the
little,
windmill first.
little.
That's a
They
slice
were,
on the-
not only that, they were shrunken
the green
heads. I
and
mean,
the-
it's
Yeah.
like, geesh. You
You're
know,
gonna go
have some
away from this one
decency.
going, well, I guess
Potatoes.
that church thing was about heads and peas.
Yeah.
That's all I got out of it. Maybe
See, we still haven't got back to piss yet. See, we're gonna do
Hell
that.
jobs, slap jobs, piss, heaven, crochet.
What about the face fucking bats? Have you brought the face fucking bats for tonight?
But you gotta bring that
Well,
up
that's
for
up, that
I
one,
mentioned
okay,
it
the
on
face
the
fucking
show, and
bats
I
are pretty
promised.
much up to American Airlines at this point. If they, the last I heard,
They got loose
were-
again?
Well, what
Just
about
like
the
that
pudding?
cat?
Did we
They got
at least
loose
get
on the
pudding?
plane again?
Everybody always wants to, you know, it's like the only time they get to use the face fucking bat sperm antidote pudding is when they go to a SubGenius show and they're the bats, you know. It's like then they finally, oh, I've had this pudding for 5 years, finally I can take the pudding.
And you write Dallas, you'll get that pudding in this really amazing little Ziploc bag that you shouldn't open, all right?
But you have to endure the face fucking from the bats.
Yeah, and then there's
That's
the
trick.
kids, the amateurs who like stand on the hilltop and they use the bat call and
Oh,
they've
yeah,
got their
yeah.
little vial of antidote pudding there, and as soon as the thing lands on their face, they drop the vial. And so that's why we
I know, I'm
use the
sorry, I shouldn't laugh.
plastic
It's
vial.
not pretty what happens afterwards.
It's not recommended.
Then it's stuck. I mean, there's no way to
Oh,
get that
don't use
thing out
this.
of there
It's
once
like-
it's
don't use this.
started.
And then
You have to have
when
a
it goes
buddy
down
to do
your
that.
throat and then the barbs spring out. That's the part I wait for.
Yeah, that's
But
why.
it's worth
That's
it
why
for
the
that
pudding
pudding.
feels so good.
We have another
It's
question.
not. It's not what you turn into. It's the process of transformation that we're into. You know, it's not Mr. Hyde. It's on the way to becoming Mr. Hyde that is so much fun.
Well, do you want to take the holy pie back?
If you really want that, we've got the sacred speculum. That's
It's still
kind of cold, but the president used it once.
For those polyps.
The first what? Oh, the first book.
Book of the SubGenius. Well, actually, it's in its original form. I think it was called.
Oddly enough,
the
it's
Quran
Book of the
or
SubGenius.
the Torah. That was
What
it.
does the cover of the new one look like? I still haven't seen
Yeah, why don't you
It
show
looks
that
like
again?
Ah,
One more
flames
Isn't that
time.
lovely?
Revelation.
Show the back.
Revelation Acts, the Bob
The
Apocrypha.
back is particularly interesting in that some people have actually seen a goat skull in there.
a hideous
A hideous
satanic goat
satanic
skull.
goat
Yeah, isn't
skull.
that funny?
Yeah.
But, you know,
When I look
It's
at
not
it, I
Those,
see
that's,
a...
yeah,
That's
some
not a
people saw
skull
it.
because it's a vulva. You ought to be able to tell the difference by now, Mr. Evidence.
There's
A Volvo, yeah.
there's a little station wagon in Bob's side.
Here's a, I don't know if you can see this. This is one of my favorite portraits of Bob right here.
Oh, no!
out the
Auto suck.
pipe
One of the original Bobs.
Ever take the pipe out of his
Bob is a sex god,
You
that's
can
what
buy those
they
things
say.
in the Mission District in San Francisco, 1750. They have them on the tables in front. They're hoping you steal them.
Oh, we are Bob's favorite comics. Care Dog meets P-Bear will be part
part of the
of
cartoon
the Mark
concert.
Bodie.
We're just
Yeah.
a little
Cartoon
disappointed in
Bible.
the last one in that it kept falling into the hands of adults.
Yeah, that was,
And, you know, it was designed for children, and the fact that adults would be reading this is somehow, it was upsetting to us. So we never intended adults to see that type of film.
Yeah, they banned it in New Zealand and Canada because they were afraid adults might get hold
Yeah.
of it.
Right, I mean, this is purely for children, and if you find a magazine like this, you should pass it on to your nieces and
and don't
nephews.
look at it. Don't just.
Yeah.
Don't look at it.
Don't
Don't-
Don't
decide.
risk
Don't
it.
look at it. Slow.
Now we want to go around the room and find out your relationship.
Yes,
with Bob.
we'd like to question each and every one of
Who in here
you.
slept
I've
with
got,
Bob and who slept with
here's a
Connie? And
pencil.
who in here
If you
was
would,
score with Bob? and
Please
who
write
wasn't
down your
sure?
name and address. We won't be
How much
sending
you
you
make.
anything. How much you make, a little bit, here we go.
Now, one of the things I find
pass that
kind of
on.
interesting is the church does, it has
So
a
I feel
very,
like a girl.
has the biggest following in areas that are very religious and conservative. I don't understand why why
That's
that
where it's
is.
needed the most.
Right, what would you do for slime?
That's where kids hate their parents the most, and you know, want to do something that
upset them
really
so
will
bad.
upset their parents. And we've gotten phone calls, and they're on the weekly radio shows. I use, well, that's the SubGenius drugs you don't come down from ever. So it's like you don't want to take too much the first time. You know, you just start off real light, and you may be happy with that for the rest of your life. It used to, of course, as soon as I found
Let me
the
give
candy,
have one of those. Let me have
you
one.
guys need to work. Go ahead. This ought to be fun. I'm glad I got my video camera running. Here, I'll just. Look at
And a
this.
four.
They kill him just like
I
that.
can feel a
Yeah.
question. What's going to happen tonight?
What's
Oh,
gonna
10
happen?
o'clock.
We're gonna eat like 50 of those at once.